I recently played through the original Halo trilogy. I honestly never played Combat Evolved or Halo 2 prior to this yet, but I did play through Halo 3 before. I must have been around 10 or 11 when I played the campaign on multiplayer with my neighbor who was about 2 years older than me. Of course he got to play as Master Chief, and I didn't mind, the Arbiter was cooler anyway. Playing Halo 3 again was a very nice and nostalgic experience. I recognized nearly every map, the weapons and vehicles. The day I reached the end of the game though, I did experience something strange. I vividly remember the final section of the game. My friend and I managed to fight our way to the end, and it was finally time to beat the game. I remember Guilty Spark shooting Sergeant Johnson, finally killing that annoying ball, Chief, the Arbiter, and Johnson hopping to the Warthog as the Ark blows up around us. Everyone thinks Master Chief is dead, Arbiter goes home, credits roll. But when I reached the same point in this more recent time, I was very confused when Johnson is shot, this time dies before he can reach the Ark. I was shocked. Was my memory wrong this entire time? I distinctly remember Johnson saying something like, "Get in the Warthog now, this place is going down," or something like that. I decided to accept that I probably just misremembered it. One day though, I decided to watch a video by YouTuber Your Game Sucks on the Halo 3 iceberg. To my surprise, within the iceberg, Johnson surviving the finale of the game is mentioned. It's explained within the iceberg to be a personalized AI used for Halo 3 to optimize each player's experience. Could my friend and I have actually seen Johnson survive his shot from Guilty Spark and help us take on the Flood as we drive out of there? I have no clue where my friend's copy is today. My copy is from eBay, so of course it wasn't personalized to me. I had the chance to ask my friend I originally played the game with how he remembers the game's ending. Interesting enough, he remembers Johnson dying at the end of the game to Spark. This most likely debunks the idea we did play the exact same game. Either way, one of us is misremembering. The Legend of Zelda: The Mystical Seed of Courage was a cancelled game that would have been the third game within the Oracle series. The Oracle of Ages and the Oracle of Seasons is linked together with codes to create this duology, telling separate stories but unlocking a secret final boss once you beat both games. In a way, they are very similar to the Pokemon games, and did come out in the beginning of the millennia, which was still Pokemon crazy. Mystical Seed of Courage was supposedly going to be the sequel to the Oracle games and would have released months after them. Like how Seasons featured the character Din and Ages featured Nehru, Seed of Courage was to feature the character Farour. The game was also going to feature color-based puzzles to utilize the Game Boy Color. Seed of Courage would have also been focused heavily on combat. In 2004, The Legend of Zelda: The Minish Cap gave a small nod to this cancelled game. In the inn, you can find Din, Nehru, and Farour looking for new homes to move into. This starts a small side quest where you can influence characters to build homes. Din is given a home, Nehru as well, but the side quest ends after that. Farour is forever waiting for a home. This is an obvious jab to the game that was never finished. Selene Delgado Lopez was the name of a missing girl seen on a Mexican television network, Channel 5. There were breaks between programs that would inform the watchers of missing people. On one occasion, there was a missing girl shown on the screen by the name of Selene Delgado. This may not seem too out of the ordinary, but strangely enough, many people in Mexico had this face stuck with them. Many younger viewers who are now older created an urban legend that the girl known as Selena Delgado never actually existed. Many videos have popped up on YouTube adding to the rumor, showing the girl as a creepy computer-generated face. Some believe that the girl was kidnapped by some corrupt force for some kind of trafficking. From what I understand, there was no family that came out claiming to be the woman's family, and Selena Delgado, from what I understand, wasn't publicly found. This entire rumor mill behind Selena Delgado Lopez I think could have become popular in 2020 due to Channel 5 itself. To keep it brief, late at night, Channel 5's Twitter page posts weird and disturbing videos and images only to remove them by the next morning. I assume to be similar to how something like Adult Swim shows off strange, experimental, and sometimes creepy stuff. Some of these creepy things Channel 5 has shown off have been Selena Delgado, both the images of the woman and the computer-generated face. This was either due to the resurgence of the rumor, or the starting point of rumors. I, for one, am not sure. Our next story was a title that my editor and co-host Matt brought up to me, a very eye-catching title by the name of Hell is Full Broadcast. The only information to go off of was the intriguing title, and with a little help from the users from the X-Files Discord, we attempted to discover if there was anything behind this title. I of course assumed that the title was referring to either some fictitious or real broadcast hijacking or a creepypasta. The Discord user Seagull theorized that the title was referring to the quote from Dawn of the Dead, "When there is no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth," which gave the possibility that the title is an alternative name for the Montana hijacking in which hijackers created a fake zombie outbreak warning. Matt and I talked about the broadcast. At this point, he mentioned that the video he was thinking of was possibly by Blame It on Jorge or Chills from years ago. Matt soon discovered that the video he was thinking of from Most Amazing in Top 10, the Top 10 Scary Broadcast Interruptions. Unfortunately, the thumbnail seems to be clickbait. The video has no mention of a Hell is Full broadcast, the closest being the zombie outbreak hoax. Unfortunately, many mysteries come up less exciting than we would hope. We concluded with the help of West King of Rosart that the Hell is Full broadcast is in fact an alternate title for the zombie hoax from 2013, the title of course referring to the quote from the Dawn of the Dead, mentioned earlier. That shows the other often true thing about trying to figure out a strange mystery. Sometimes the answer is so obvious that you didn't even notice it. Over the last few months on YouTube, short videos began to pop up called May 2021 Heaven Stairway Incident. They typically show an image of New York shrouded in dark clouds with people flying into the air. Each video also has music either supposed to be ominous or epic in some way. There are some deviations to the formula, including a GIF from the ground showing people flying into the air. For some, it shows a Happy Meal for some reason. The question is, where did these videos come from, and who made these? On November 27th, 2020, Twitter user Ebola Granola created the first meme depicting this incident. Here's the original meme. As you can see, it's actually a cover yourself in oil meme, which I'm sure most of you have seen. The image on the bottom right was taken out of context and spread on Reddit and 4chan as a sort of creepypasta. Many found the out of context image to be creepy, making it a mystery on its own on where the image comes from. With my own attempt to find it, searching for uses of the image and ranging the searches between October of 2019 to 2020 gave me nothing. So where does the image come from? The story behind the incident comes in many different ways. The main one seems to deal with hundreds of people covering themselves in oil and flying into the air. Another is said to be a rapture-like incident in which God takes his people into heaven. That's where the title seems to come from. Another gives no explanation to as why, which could be the creepiest. One day, people just started floating into the air and suddenly fall, killing many. Later on, an iceberg was made in association with the incident. This iceberg just adds more strangeness to the already strange event, including missing bodies, bodies found thousands of miles away, some bodies not even being human. Another entry is called Meme Predictions, which of course is referring to what we are currently seeing. Every meme we see on this incident is technically predicting what's going to happen. I've ignored it to this point, but hundreds of people in New York flying into the sky haven't even happened yet. It will in about 4 months, so how did we predict this was going to happen? Of course this is just a meme, but a meme that is strangely compelling. It seems to be made that way. The most popular video around the subject, a video by the YouTuber Tangy, hits the idea on the nose. The out-of-context image and the future incident with the creepy music makes a perfect creepy mystery. Images like the troll face saying "you could have prevented this" add on to the strange lore being made around this transformative meme. In the words of Justin Y in the comment of Tangy's video, knowing how 2021 is starting off, this event seems like it'd be one of the tamer events in this year.